You are now officially dead. The legal fiction of birth registration. We are born on the land and considered heirs to the land assets of our country. However, within hours of birth, undeclared agents of the federal state franchise persuade our mothers to sign certificates of live birth. While these documents appear to be simple birth records, they actually serve as registrations of commercial vessels under the baby's name, making the state franchise the beneficiary of the baby's estate on the land. The disappearance of your land estate. At a legally determined point, days, weeks, or months later, your vessel in commerce is declared missing, presumed dead by the probate court. This fraudulent classification alters civil records, converting your living estate into a trust estate that benefits those orchestrating this scheme. Without taking corrective action, your assets and legal identity remain permanently trapped in the international jurisdiction of the sea. This legal maneuver effectively severs your access to your constitutional rights and protections, as the Constitution is the law of the land. Identity theft and contractual deceit. This fraud is based on identity theft and unilateral adhesion contracts obtained under deceitful circumstances while you are still an infant. With no way of knowing what has transpired, you are involuntarily press-ganged into maritime jurisdiction, and your estate is pillaged before you reach grade school. The entities responsible for this fraud include the IMF, the Federal Reserve, and international banking cartels, along with organizations such as the American Bar Association that have profited from this scheme. The corporate takeover of sovereign identity. The IMF operates under the guise of the United States Incorporated, with franchises such as the state of Ohio, similar to commercial franchises like Dairy Queen Incorporated. Likewise, the Federal Reserve, now restructured as a United Nations-owned corporation, does business as the United States of America Incorporated, with state-level franchises named simply Ohio, Wisconsin, and so on. These corporations lack lawful or even legal authority over you and your assets. However, due to this fraudulent scheme, they maintain control over your estate and your public transmitting utility, both created using your given name without your knowledge or consent. Reclaiming your sovereign identity? For example, John Quincy Adams equals a federal state estate trust owned and operated by the IMF, a UN agency operating as the United States. John Q. Adams equals a federal public transmitting utility owned and operated by the restructured Federal Reserve, now under the United Nations as the United States of America Incorporated. Isn't it time to take back control of your property, your flesh and blood human body and the fruits of your labor?